nerds, what's up? Today we are doing a review, a non-spoiler review for a book that I was sent by the author, and it is The Dragon's Blade by Michael R. Miller. This is a fantasy novel about a man named Darnur, and he actually is a dragon, and in this world, dragons look a lot like humans. Somewhere in their history, they decided to transform themselves to look more human-like because they were being hunted. And Darnur used to be the dragon prince, and then he was reborn and put into a human group, and he thinks he's a human, but it turns out at 20 years old that he is now ready to become the true dragon king that he is. And that's where this story starts. And oh my god, is it a roller coaster. So let's get into this video. It was a 3.5 stars for me. It took me a long time to read this book. I don't blame the book 100% for this. I think that I was not in the mood to read a fantasy. I liked this book. I did find that a lot of times there was a lot going on. It was told in a way that it was hard to keep track, I guess. I think it's a really great fantasy though, and that's a problem that, you know, everyone might have with fantasy, is just a lot of times there's a lot going on. You have to learn the magic system, you have to learn what the world map is like, you have to learn like what kind of history there is, and there was a lot of talk of history in this particular book because it does basically take place in 2 time periods, because Darnur was reborn as a new dragon, so he went from being years and years old, hundreds of years old, to being 0 again, and he had to grow up all over again. The other thing that I did have an issue with is that it's very male-oriented in this story. We have a few really strong female characters though, and I do want to shout out those. Like, I think Michael did a great job of making some good, strong female characters. However, they were kind of in the background. We do have one witch who is a main character, and she's not a main character, she's like a side character, and she's a very strong female lead. Or strong female, I should say. She's not a lead. That's kind of where my problem is. The other one is the Queen of the Fairies, which the next most forward of the 3. And I loved her. I hope that she's in the sequel more, because I think that she has the most potential. The main love interest, and her name is Cassandra, but with a K, so, you know, that's always fun to read. Cassandra was really interesting. She was kind of one of those characters that you're not sure if you have to trust her, if you can trust her yet. We didn't know where she came from. That was really fun. I like the twist at the end that I won't give away, but I find her kind of whiny, and she like disappears for the middle third of the book. She just taking care of the baby at one point. I'm like, why did you gotta make the girl take care of the baby? My favorite character was probably Cosmo. I loved Cosmo. Cosmo is the person who kind of is the fatherly figure for Darnur when he's been reborn, and then it turns out that he's, you know, a dragon, and Cosmo is kind of like the leader of the human group of hunters. There's a little bit twist of who he is too, and I liked getting to see him kind of like come up into his power and be strong and stuff, and that was really nice to see, and I kind of wish that the ending didn't happen. It was good, but I don't know if I would read the sequel because I wasn't all that invested in the main characters. I just didn't really like Darnur, and you kind of get 2 different personalities from Darnur because he is reborn, so you have his previous life, and he has memories of those that kind of like shock into him sometimes, and that Darnur is like awful. And then you get the Darnur that's human, the one who's been reborn. He's not a human, he's a dragon. He does care more about like humans because he grew up with them. He knows that they're great people and blah blah blah. I just didn't really care that he was going through all this stuff. Like, I don't know, I just, it was okay. If you like really high fantasy, like high fantasy, there's demons, there's wizards, there's magic, there's dragons who have magic, but different kind of magic than the wizards do. I think this would be a good book for you. I'm just not sure if it was a good book for me, and I think that might be why I had such an issue with it. That's everything I have to say about The Dragon's Blade by Michael R. Miller. Thank you again to Michael for sending me this book and for letting me do this review for you. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Please give it a thumbs up if you did. If you haven't quite subscribed yet, make sure to hit the subscribe subscribe button down below, and make sure to comment if you are planning on picking up the Dragon's Blade after watching this review. And I will see you guys very soon with a new video. Bye! I wish I